Good morning to both of you. 𝗖𝗍, obviously a rough way to come into camp with Fred's injury. Do you have any sense of how he's doing after the surgery? And then which players or player do you anticipate will need to fill the playmaking role?
Yeah, he's doing well. They bring him in the day after to get to working on him already. I've had 2 ACLs myself, so I know how they start bending on you from day one. And so he's a little woozy and drugged up a little bit, but getting right after it. And so not really worried about his approach to it. He'll attack the rehab process and already has started that. So he's in good spirits. But to answer your second question, I think it'll be a committee, all the above. I think we have a lot of versatility in different ways we can go, and some of that will play out in training camp. But obviously we've started to look at different options of guys that will get expanded roles. You look at our men, you look at Reed, those guys are going to play a lot more and initiate a lot more and handle the ball a lot more anyway. And so that'll get expedited a little bit, and you can go with a lot of different directions. KD's a great scorer, initiator that can do some things. Alperen obviously for a center as well, and so we have a lot of options we can go to.
This question is for both of you all. When you all look at the way that you all finished last year, number 2 in the West, and went to the playoffs, what was it about that team that you all looked at that said that we're not good enough, or maybe we're not good enough right now to want to move some of the pieces that you did in the off season and bring in some of the additions that you did?
I don't think we looked at it as we weren't good enough. I thought that team was good. I just think that the moves that were available to us in the offseason, we thought gave us a better opportunity to win kind of both now and in the future. So, I definitely don't think of it as we walked out of last season feeling negative towards that group in any which way, or thinking we were going to make changes. It's more that this job and this business is one where you're always looking to incrementally improve. And so when those opportunities presented themselves, we thought it was best for the organization.
Yeah, I echo that. I think we didn't overreact to anything as far as the playoffs. We knew if we brought that same unit back, we'd take a step and grow, continue to grow. And, things didn't present the way they did. We would have been fine going back into it with the same group. And so things shake out. We weren't shopping anybody or anything like that. It was what became available and who wanted to come and things of that nature. And so it was an opportunity for us, and we took a look at it then. But I think our group, overachieved in a lot of people's eyes, but we took a good step between year 1 and year 2, and we thought we'd do the same thing in year 3 if we brought that unit back. And so, that's just to echo Rafael's statement. I think that's the way you approached it.
For 𝗖𝗍, right here in the front, sorry. You already alluded to, bigger roles for Thompson, Reed, Sheppard, obviously with the Fred injury. What are your kind of expectations for each one of them when they're out there running point, and how do you expect the offense to maybe look different at times when Amin is running the show versus when Reed is running things?
The expectation, I think, is the same thing I've said since I got here, is that we're going to only go as far as our young guys go and have the pace that they grow at. And I think they've all taken steps in the last 2 years, and we've seen it this offseason, expect them to do it, carry that over into the season. So they do it a little bit differently. It's hard to emulate the experience and some of the IQ and some of the things that Fred has, just from a standpoint of the things he's gone through and being on championship level. But Reed is one of our more cerebral players that not only can shoot but read the court very well and make the right plays. And so Amin's very different when he plays the game. He's a fast break at his own pace. He pushes it extremely hard, and we're asking everybody else to keep up. So it'll look a little bit different when those two are handling. But overall, I think we're not just leaning on those two. Like I said, we have a lot of options we can go to of guys that can initiate offense and get us into sets. And it won't be the traditional way at times. It'll look a lot different, but I think that's where our versatility and depth comes into play.
𝗖𝗍, it was reported this offseason that you got a contract extension. What does that commitment mean to you? And I guess for both of you, why are you two so confident in the working relationship, the partnership working out for the long haul?
I'd say it means we've done some things good so far. I think we kind of look at the growth of our group and where we think we can get to, and want to all kind of be invested and be on the same page as far as that. me and Rafael from day one have been, on the same page as far as our goals and expectations for our team. And so, to be extended and be together for the next, 6 years or whatever, we take it year by year, but it's an honor for me and they entrusted me to obviously be in this role, and we've done some good things, and so credit goes to the players. They continue to allow us to coach them and push them, but our expectations are to get to a certain point, and I think the first 2 years have kind of showed where we want to get to, and I was rewarded for that.
Christy?
Ime, I wondered I'm sure there's a lot, but what excites you most about having Kevin Durant on your team now?
Obviously, I've been around him quite a bit and played against and coached against him for a long time, and so the things that he does, achievements, accolades, those are things that go without saying. And so I think more so than anything, it's just a continued elevation of our group and expectations. I think what he does as far as a professionalism, night in, night out, his work ethic, and some of the things I've seen when I've coached him and been around him in different settings, it really will rub off on our team, and it has already. And so, like I said, bringing in the right vets and the right players to complement our young guys has always been a key. Fred, Dylan, Jeff, Aaron, those guys did that and kind of showed our guys how to be pros, and I think Kevin takes it to another level as far as what he does on the court. But not only that, you see why it's not you understand why he is who he is and how he got to that level by what he does every day. And so I think just our young guys working with him and being around him, that's really going to pay dividends for our team.
Good morning. Rafael, could I ask where the organization is with Kevin's contract situation?
You can ask. I'm not going to answer. I don't talk about where we are with any of our players' contracts.
Okay. Could I also ask the health status of Dorian coming off the off-season surgery?
Dorian's doing great. So he's progressing well and kind of on pace. And yeah, I mean you'll get a chance to talk to him in a second. But we feel really good about where he's at.
This is for our MA. Was the thought process bringing in Clint Capela is that you want to lean even more into the double big lineup compared to last season?
Yeah, I think we saw some things that worked well. Once Steven became available to play more than 5 minute stints or play more as the season went on, he got his legs and his rhythm back. We'll still be cautious with him and some other guys with back-to-backs, and so we'd like to have a third guy in there that can play on those nights, but also, like you said, lean in on what went well for us. And so, Alpe's versatility allows him to play with whoever, whether it's a downsized unit or an upsize, and he can play the four with both those guys. And so, when the opportunity presented itself, it was a thing we obviously jumped on, but he gives us another different dimension at the center, a lob threat, rim protection, some of the things that our other guys don't do as well. But I think those three complement each other very well.
Ime, kind of following up on Christy's question about KD, can you talk a little more specifically about how you see him fitting in with the team on the court and what those things are that you really like about him, what he can bring?
Yeah, I mean, the consistent scoring, at times we had our lulls last year and the previous year, and I think, he's a consistent, very efficient scorer. You've seen the numbers. I think the 50, 40, 90 for the last few years, and the points that he averages, he kind of does that in his sleep. But another area we struggled at times was to close games, and he's one of the ultimate closers in the game. And so just those two aspects alone will obviously improve our consistency across the board and avoid some of the things the struggles we had offensively at times, and not have to just lean on defense and looking at different things to make it work. When you have a guy like him, you can put it in his hands at times and he can deliver like he has throughout his whole career, and we just keep our identity across the board, and I think he fits in well with what we're doing in the growth of our young guys. And so a very good compliment, obviously, for all those reasons, but some of the areas we struggled, he addresses those.
Coach, I think every year you've added things to the offense in terms of like the overall structure and sets of things like that. Now, going forward, do you expect to continue with that, or do you want to simplify things with the development of Reed and Amina, like just that balance?
No, I think you add as they continue to grow. At times like I said, the first year we really leaned on Fred and went through him a lot. But as Alpe continues to grow, our man continues to grow, we add pieces to the puzzle. I think you can add more to your playbook, and I think the versatility is going to be a big thing for us. We can go a lot of different directions, like I said, and we're not just relying on one guy. Even if Fred didn't get hurt, we understood the other guys have grown, and you want to put it in Alpe's hands a lot more and not have to rely on him as much. And so, yeah, you want to continue to add, and I think those guys going into their second, third, and fourth year, you can do that.
Ime, I'm kind of curious your thoughts on the summer at large and early in the summer. What was your feeling at the end of the season? Were you frustrated this team didn't make it further? Were you satisfied with their progress? How did you kind of approach the summer given last year's results?
I approached it that everybody needs to improve and get better. As far as the coaching staff, as far as our players, that was the message after Game 7. No, we were definitely disappointed that we didn't make it out of the first round. I think you saw, games 1, 2, and 3. There were some struggles, ups and downs, and things we didn't attack properly, and then we got better in 4, 5, and 6. And then, in the Game 7, we don't play as well, and Buddy Hield hits a lot of shots. Anything can happen in Game 7, but it took us a little bit too long to really get going in the series or take them out of the things. But once we did, we looked really good. And so the message was be more consistent, understand this experience will help you going forward, but we all need to improve. And so, yeah, frustration for sure. We felt like we should have been playing into the second round or further.
Raphael, this is for you. Hey, can you walk us through your evaluation process when you were determining, looking at Kevin Durant's veteran presence versus the growth still of Jalen Green, and how you came down to making a decision to go with more of the veteran presence as opposed to the guy who's still young and growing?
Yeah, I mean, we love Jalen, and he's definitely still young and growing, and my expectation is he'll continue to. So that was just kind of a given. I think, though, that when we looked at it, there's just not many people in the history of the NBA who have the capacity to do what Kevin's done consistently throughout his career. And so I just, we just felt like that was just, it became an opportunity we couldn't pass up. So it really had nothing to do with the guys who moved out. It was much more about Kevin and desiring to bring him in, and he's kind of a singular talent, and so so we're very excited to have him.
Ime, you touched on this earlier, but I wonder what gives you the confidence that Sheppard is ready for an increased role after we didn't see him play a lot. You saw him in practice, obviously, but what gives you the confidence that he's ready?
The work he's put in, you've seen the confidence grow, throughout the season. He had his moments, and you've seen the big games when he did get opportunity when a lot of guys sat. So the talent is there. It was just a little bit of confidence and second guessing at times, and the physicality of the game on both ends, affected him at times. And so a lot of times you take that leap between year 1 and year 2, the work he's put in and what he's shown in the offseason already. He's taken a nice jump. And so, like I said, regardless of the Fred situation, he was going to get more opportunity this year, and the skill set and the things that he brings are going to be needed. They complement our guys very well. And so with opportunity, more often than not, guys will step up to the plate, and I think he's shown that. He's very competitive in the shot selections and the passing ability and all those things. And like I said, he's really worked hard on his defense and his body and physicality to take on that challenge.
All right, this is a question for both of you on the journey here. Ime, when you were hired from ownership to yourself, the expectation was for you to take a young team into a contender. As a competitor, now that you guys believe you have the roster and the experience to get there, just what excites you about the challenge at hand? And for you, Raphael, just being here from the start of crafting this team from the rebuild to where you are now, what kind of stands out about the journey for what you guys had to do to get here?
Well, for me, I think it's always exciting to play meaningful basketball. I'd much rather have expectations than, try to see where you're trying to be at. And I think we addressed those from year 1, being a competitive team that, fought every night. And like I said, we took that big leap, and then we did the same thing last year. And so for me, playing meaningful basketball, playing as one of the hunted teams with a target on your back is much more appealing to me and what I'm more used to. And I think a lot of our guys want that as well, and they've tasted some success across the board, I think, in the last few years, and are hungry for more. So you have the vets that have been there, done that, but our young guys want to grow and be great as well. And so that excites all of us.
We'll take 2 more. Chris. Rafael, is having depth, is that still a little underrated in the NBA? And how much was that a driver in your roster construction and having that flexibility?
Yeah, I don't know if it's underrated or overrated, but no. I'll answer. I do think it's underrated, and I think I think it was important for us that we be a very deep team, and that kind of 1 through 14, everybody that we brought in could really add something and add some versatility and everything else. Having said that, like, no one in the NBA can really replace your best players, and so the best you can hope to do is play a different style. People are too good, and the best guys do things that other people can't do. So I think we're cognizant of that as well, and what we wanted to allow ourselves to do was if somebody did take an injury, whether it's for a week or a month or a season, to have a different direction we could go in and hopefully maybe not be quite just as good, but be very close and competitive.
Fred was one of your primary floor spacers with his three-point shooting ability, and losing him, Jalen, and Dylan, obviously some of the guys you brought in were to replace Jalen and Dylan's ability, but now are you thinking about lineup constructions any differently, just from floor spacing standpoint to kind of compensate for Fred's absence?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think Reed addresses some of the same things that Fred does. The toughness, IQ, experience, those things. Fred brings to the table. You can't really emulate that, like I said. But as far as playing off the ball and being able to shoot and stretch the floor and create space for guys, he does that. But you look at across the board, you had KD, obviously a 40% plus three-point shooter. Dorian's the same thing, and then Jabari who shoots at a high clip as well. So do it a different way, and like I said, we can go a multitude of ways. And sometimes it's going to be doubling down on bully ball, and you have men out there with two bigs and Jabari and KD on the court, probably one of the biggest teams in the history of the league, but we'll figure out how to do it a different way. And so, like I said, the versatility we can go is a ton of ways, and we'll kind of experiment with that throughout the preseason.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Morning, Jabari.
Good morning.
What are some of the things that you have been focusing on this off season? And you had a really good shooting stretch in the playoffs there. How can you carry that over and maintain it to start the regular season?
To answer the first part, most things I've been working on probably just getting stronger, getting more decisive. Obviously working on my ball handling, but basically just trying to be more decisive with the ball in my hands, and just working on being more confident with it. And that goes with getting stronger and working on your ball handling, working on all facets of my game. So that's what I've probably been working on.
Jabari, you during the offseason, you always had an opportunity. Since you've been in the league, you had an opportunity to work out with KD in the offseason. How good does it feel to have him as a teammate now and to be able to pick his brain on some of the things that he does that you also do that are similar?
It feels great. Being able to work out with him, see how hard he goes, see his everyday routine is just something that's just going to help me in the long run. You know what I'm saying? Spending the time that I have got to spend with him, I've already learned a lot. So I feel like I'm just excited to keep learning with him, excited to play with him, excited to push him. It's gonna be some fun.
After the strides you guys made last season, what do you think should be the expectations for this team going forward, especially for this year?
I think the expectation should be a championship. I think everybody around here, everybody in the organization feels we're capable of that, and it's something that you shouldn't sugarcoat. It's something that you want to express and know that we're trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're trying to do. We feel like we're ready for it. Got a taste of the playoffs. We know what it takes. We have the team for it, have the coaching staff for it, have the support from the fans. So why not? That's what we're shooting for.
Jabari, what did the contract extension mean for you this offseason?
It meant a lot. It gave me some time to just think back and look at where it all started. You know what I'm saying? Look at this dream I had when I was a little kid and wanted to be in the NBA, wanted to be in the NBA for a long time. And it's something that definitely gave me some satisfaction. But, something that I obviously want to look at as an accomplishment, but also grow from it. You know what I mean? I want to be here for the rest of my career. I've stated that a lot. And I just want to grow. I want to bring Houston to that winning culture. Keep them here. So I'm excited to be here for the long run. You know what I'm saying? I love the support the fans have given me. I love this coaching staff. I love everything about the team. So, you know, I'm excited to be here.
And Jabari, how did you learn and grow from that playoff experience that you had last year? Like, how would you say you grew from there?
I grew tremendously. I mean, it's something that you really can't describe until you get in it. You know what I'm saying? Just the atmosphere, the environment, the importance of every possession is something that is not like the regular season. It's similar to the regular season, but it's just a totally different game. You know what I'm saying? Everything ramps up, everything levels up. All eyes are on you, and it's something that I'm thankful to have experienced, and it's something that we're going to be ready for this year. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a shock. It's not going to be a eye-opener. It's going to be something that we've experienced. It's going to be something that we've already been in, and we're going to be ready for it.
Jabari, last year you really bought into your role. As a young player, how do you balance approaching the offseason of trying to tap into that untapped potential, but also knowing what you might do or what the team's asking you to do?
I mean, I think the team wants me to get into that untapped potential. You know what I'm saying? So it's on me to bring it out. It's on me to work on all facets of my game, work on my weaknesses, and just maximize the summer. Know what I need to work on and come back better. Come back as a better player. I feel like I haven't shown my best yet. I haven't shown what I'm going to be. So it's time to show it. You know what I'm saying? And the coaches believe in me. My teammates believe in me. So I'm ready to show it.
Hey, Jabari, every year we get to this point, we ask you, or at least I do, what changed? And physically we can see you change, but in terms of those pieces of your game that you worked on, what are those things that have gotten better specifically, and where are you still working?
I'm a lot more comfortable handling the ball. I'm a lot more comfortable handling the ball, initiating. I'm a lot more aggressive driving to the rim, being able to take bumps, being able to change direction, change pace. That's something I've been working on. But basically, I feel like you're just going to see a more decisive Jabari. You know what I'm saying? You know what you're going to get. More aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Aggressiveness comes with confidence. My confidence in myself has grown tremendously. And just everything I do, the way I talk, the way I walk, like everything is going up. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you're going to see. I feel like I've improved in every facet of my game. This was a really big summer for me, and I'm just ready to showcase it.
You mentioned you were enjoying working out with Kevin. What's his demeanor like when you guys are on the court together, and is he kind of part of you having an elevation in your game and your confidence?
It's funny seeing him on the court. It's funny seeing him work out because it's like you kind of get that fan come out in you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Kevin Durant, but you know it's your teammate. And it's just cool to see that he's no different than us. You know what I'm saying? He's somebody who loves basketball, somebody who living his lifelong dream. So you just kind of relate to that, and you just try to learn from it because you know what he's been through. You know what he's seen in this league. So you'll be a fool not to try to learn from him. So yeah.
Jabari, has Ime talked to you about possibly returning to the starting lineup this season, and does your mentality change whether you're coming off the bench or starting?
Nobody has really mentioned it to me, but I mean I'm expecting it. You know what I'm saying? It's something that I've been working on, something that I feel like I deserve, something that I'm going to show that I deserve. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You know what I'm saying? It's something that you can see Ime really don't care about. You know what I'm saying? He going to play who playing. So it's a small issue. It's a small question that everybody has. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, we a team. At the end of the day, we're gonna compete with the five that's on the floor, and that's going to be what it is. But to answer your question, nobody has talked to me. That hasn't even been mentioned yet.
Jabari, I did want to ask you about your college coach.
Yeah.
After a legendary career, obviously retired. Just your thoughts on that and what he meant to the game.
I mean, I think Bruce Pearl deserved his retirement. I feel like he's done enough in this sport of basketball. He's done enough in the college basketball game. It'll be a name that will be remembered forever. He helped me tremendously. He helped countless numbers of players. Just a legendary career, legendary person. Like if anybody has been around him, anybody knows him. Like he's a great dude. He loves hard. He takes care of the people he cares about. You know what I'm saying? It's just a great man to say that he coached me, and it's a great man to know, honestly. And I'm just happy for him. Happy for his son too, Steve. I'm happy for where the Auburn program is, and just him in general. He's a great dude, and I'm excited for him. I hope he enjoys his retirement, and yeah, just all around good person.
Thank you, Jabari.
Yeah, appreciate it.
We'll take first question. Danielle.
Hey, Dorian, welcome to Houston.
How you doing?
Good. First of all, how's your health doing after the surgery? And then what are your expectations for what your role will be on and off the court with this team?
Well, I've been getting better. Rehab been amazing. And I'm excited for this year. But as far as my role with the team is just be who I am. That's a communicator. Try to help it as much as I can, especially on the defensive end. I know I played a bunch of vet guys. I probably can help, men and, with some of his defensive assignments, probably give him a break or probably fuss with him because I'm going to want to guard the main guy. But just be who I am, shoot the ball when I'm open.
Dorian, what was it about this situation that was really attractive to you? Why did you choose to come here over the Lakers or anywhere else?
The team, the roster is amazing. I love the way coach, do things, and my family also is in Texas. So I got kids and wife, and it just made sense.
You've been on a couple of teams in the league. What is it about this team that made you look at it from the outside looking in, as far as what they have as far as talent makeup and the way that it's constructed, and also wanting to play for a coach like Udoka?
Just the versatility. We tall, fast, long. He could throw multiple lineups out there. We could do small ball. We could do big. And I just felt like this was a great situation for me. Defensive guys, I love playing with, a bunch of people who take pride in, guarding guys. And whenever you play Houston, you knew it was going to be a tough game. And then sometimes the referee can't call all the fouls because they're going to hit you every possession. And it's excited to be on that side of the court.
Hey, Dorian, welcome to Houston. Can you talk about kind of a follow-up, what you really bring to the game and to this team for people who haven't seen you much?
I'm an energy giver. I'm going to go out there and you're going to hear me talking a whole lot. I don't shut up when I'm on the court. And I want to win. I'm a competitor, and I kind of take that in everything I do. I love to win, and that's what I came here for, to win.
Hi, Dorian. You mentioned being in Texas specifically was kind of a driver, a factor, and you're nodding right now. Your decision, is there any kind of Texas-themed or Texas-specific things you've done since being back that have brought you joy, anything like that?
No, I'm just getting used to everything being 30 minutes away. Nah, but my family love Texas. Get back to some of that Texas barbecue. Just trying to find out the difference between Houston and Dallas. I've been hearing I'm gonna like Houston a lot better than Dallas. So.
You come here as not just a very good defensive player, but also someone who can really shoot the three. And this is a team that has not been a consistently good three-point shooting team. You talk a little bit about how you feel like you add something to this roster, specifically on that side of the ball.
With the roster we have now, especially with guys like KD and Sengun, they're gonna draw a lot of double teams, and to have somebody on the court like me who can shoot the ball, I feel like it gives us an advantage. It put teams in tough closeout situations, and I'm excited to get some of those, corner threes.
Dorian, I know you were dealing with that injury for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I wondered if you could just describe how, maybe a few years even?
Yeah, the last 2 years, really down the stretch of last season, but I'm a competitor, like I said, so I want to play. Sometimes I probably made the injury worse because my nut ass don't want to sit down, excuse my language, but, I don't like to sit, so, you might have to save me from myself, and I wish I'd have had somebody just tell me to, take it easy 2 years ago, and I'd probably be in a better position. But that's what got me here. Being that hard-nosed guy. So sometimes the things that get you, where you at, can also hurt you. So I'm learning. Sometimes you gotta listen to the body.
Do you have a feel for what the timetable is where you'll be ready?
Soon. I've been running. So it's been getting better.
You mentioned Ime. What is it about his coaching style that drew you in and you don't think is a good fit for you?
Well, I tend to look at the opposing bench a lot when I'm playing because, I like to look at their plays or hear the plays they call out, or, I shoot a lot of corner threes, so I kind of look at the bench after I make the threes, and he always had this blank stare on his face, like he ready to, anything can happen, he gonna be ready to, get on the court, and I just loved it. I liked it, and first time we had dinner, after I made the decision to come here, first time I seen him smile. So, but no, I just it seemed like everywhere he went, that competitive nature follows, even when he was in Boston. So.
When you've been playing a long time like you have, can it be energizing to be around a team that has a lot of really young guys? Yeah,
for sure. When you playing with these young guys, especially watching guys like a man who just doing all this jumping and stuff. It gives you energy, but just to see how much they work, that's I come in at night. And I love to see, Jabari in the gym at night. You got Tori in the gym at night, and that's how I made my way in this league, just being a hard worker. So to see these young guys doing that, it's kind of a breath of fresh air. Like, okay, we're going in the right direction.
Hey, Dorian, down here in the front. Welcome to Houston. You've obviously seen this team now under Ime Udoka for the past couple of years, competed against them. What's kind of just your early impressions now that you're going to be teammates with two kind of young stars in this league, in Alperen Sengun and Amin Thompson, and kind of what they're capable of as players?
Repeat that again. You kind of.
Sorry, just what do you think of Alperen Sengun and Amin Thompson and what they're capable of as players?
Oh man, shit. Amin, great defender, great athlete, can play multiple positions. Steady getting better, learning, getting a shot better. I seen them shooting the ball a lot better this summer. And really, shooting this, I've been in them shoes. You just gotta not give a fucking shoot it with confidence. I telling them that, but it's easy said than done. With Sengun, just watching him over the summer, because we all had to watch him on TV. He had a great summer this year, but playing against him, he's a great passer. I watching that last playoff series, man. I feel like he got so much better just in that playoff series. Going against Draymond and them. I feel like he ain't back down, and sometimes playing against a future Hall of Famer can give you a lot of confidence.
Thank you, Dorian.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Someone lift their water, right? Well, is this mine?
Opened. It hasn't been opened. It's yours.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
First question, Danielle.
Hey, Steven. How are you?
Above ground.
Good. I'm wondering what your impressions watching Alpy in Eurobasket were, and kind of how you've seen his evolution as a playmaking big, just the time that you've been here.
Yeah, I mean, how I was watching that was more happy for him, because it's more, again, like he's from Turkey, he gets to represent his country and all that sort of stuff. It was mainly just that, rather than trying to pick at something like that could be into NBA basketball. It's like, bro, he's just enjoying it, and has a huge honor and whatnot. It looked like he was really enjoying himself, that's the main thing. So, yeah, that was cool.
Stephen, this time last year, you talked about your knee situation basically being a 2-year recovery, and you were sort of load managed in the regular season, took on a bigger role late in the year and in the playoffs. How do you feel this year compared to last year at this time, and do you think you're potentially going to be able to take on a bigger role in more minutes because of that?
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely in a different spot now. And that's just the process of healing itself. I think we're going to come up to 2 years in November.
Right.
Yeah, right. So, again, we're still sticking to the plan now in terms of like playing and whatnot. Right now I feel good, feel ready, feel confident with it. But again, it just comes down to, whatever basketball offers, mate. Yeah, just ready for whatever.
Stephen, you have been around Kevin Durant a lot. You know his habits on the court, off the court.
Mm-hmm.
How excited were you for him to join this team, but what will he bring to this team?
Yeah, obviously it was like awesome news, bro. I mean, I haven't played with him. It might have been like 10 years, bro. Yeah, I mean, I haven't played with him in like 10 years. So yeah, like again, and also I was in a different because he was one of my veterans, you know. So, and also what I knew back then. So there's just different dynamics. Like, yes, there's familiarity. So it's like, yeah, like we got some relationships off court and stuff like this. But like on court, you just change the way you play a bit, you know. So I'm not really expecting the same KD, because I mean, and him the same for me, because that's just unfair. 10 years is a long time, bro. You know, and the NBA game itself has changed. You know, so again, just show up and just see how you how the chemistry is and whatever. You know, you kind of mold it from there. Obviously, you know what he brings. Everyone should be. You guys know, right? Yeah, you guys. I don't have to. It's not new, mate. Not gonna surprise you with anything new, but yeah. So yeah, he's a good dude, mate.
Hey, Stephen, can you just talk about where you are in terms of your level of, I guess, excitement and enthusiasm about this team going through the playoffs? You know, saw more of you. The team gave confidence in saying, yeah, we want you to be a part of the future. How you feel about what this team can do this year?
Yeah, obviously there's like there's like a good sense of, you know, enthusiasm and whatnot. So everyone's kind of hyped for the growth that the team had last year. Again, what playoffs does is that it puts so much pressure on the team as a whole. You're just one organism, right? And so a lot of these like issues or whatever, like those come up, so then you could address them properly. Sometimes when you're in regular season, you can kind of brush over them, like it doesn't stick out as much, right? So that was even just for players who, you know, who we traded and whatnot, you know, Dylan and Jalen, and even Jock and whatnot, just all these different things they could all learn from it, right? So all of us who've been through it last year, we're just gonna learn from that process. And again, it's about like the process of what you're gonna do, so your approach, not so much the outcome. That'll happen once the process is taken care of, right? Yeah.
Stephen, I know you said it's been 10 years, but what do you remember about being a teammate of Kevin, and what kind of teammate he was?
No, he was cool, bro. Yeah, just solid dude, good teammate. You know what I mean? He wasn't a dick or anything. Like he was a good man, bro. You know what I mean? I will say it's like, you know, he'll give his work ethic, like his and the attention to detail for his craft is insane, and it really is like one of the great. If you guys have the opportunity to like watch someone work out. You know, you watch some basketball players work out, but to watch like KD work out, you're just like, fuck. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, damn. Like, you know it's different. You sense that it's different just because of how high of a standard, you know what I mean? Like, kind of like a fine-tooth comb that he is with his stuff. And so it's, you know, you're just watching like someone really hone their craft. And that's interesting to see. So, yeah.
Hey, Stephen. Talk about Kevin and his craft on the floor. How was he as a fisherman? Can you share any more details about your guys' excursion this summer?
Yeah, fuck, it was pretty good, eh? Yeah, he did pretty well, man. It was a pretty big fish, but yeah, the bro, it was about seven minutes, him freaking trying to reel it in. Like, it's a pretty good battle, but he got tired. He got tired, bro. Had to sub in a little bit. But yeah, he managed to land it, so like, yeah, he's a good. That was his first one. It was kind of crazy. So we actually, when we were playing in Oklahoma, they have, you know, whatever, like go to the owner's place. The owner has a pond. So like him and I, and the team was there. So him and I, we actually used to like go fishing, and like it was like the little bass. Because I don't know, might be an American thing. You guys like fill up a lake, you know. It's like a big goldfish tank. So you're definitely going to catch something, dude, you know. Something's in there. It's kind of weird, but whatever. So yeah, that's what we were catching. So that was the last time he was like caught a fish. And then this guy just pulls in a freaking a yellowfin, and I don't think he realizes how big of a deal it is, because his whole reaction was just like, yeah, it's like, bro, I'm there freaking, like we just won a freaking won a championship, and he's just like, oh, that's cool. I was like, bro, all right, dude.
And where was that, by the way?
That was in the Bahamas. Yeah. So we were just fishing out there. It was good place. Recommend it. Good fish.
Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Feels great.
That's great.
Hello, first question, Danielle.
Hey, Clint. How are you?
Hey, good. Thank you.
The Rockets leaned a lot into a double big lineup last year with Steven and Alpi on the court at the same time. How do you feel about your ability to play alongside another big? And just in general, how do you feel like your skill set complements that of the centers that the team already has?
It's great. That's why I wanted to come here. I watched them play a little bit last year, playoff also. Against a very familiar team, and that double big thing is it's a thing that I'm excited to be part of, and I saw Alpi also play this summer with his national team, and I'm very excited.
Hey, Glenn. I'm just wondering, in the intervening years since you've been here, talk a little bit about what's changed about your game and what you're excited to bring back to the Rockets now that you're back.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to bring back what I've been doing. Rim running, finish at the rim, aggressiveness around the rim, put that pressure inside the paint to free our shooters, make free shot happen, and defensively, be able to switch, be able to block shots in the paint, rebounding, offensive rebounding, and be a presence.
Hey, Clint, welcome back. Kind of following up on that, can you just talk about your thoughts about bringing all that back to this team and what that looks like from when you were here before?
When I was here, I just feel that this team, compared to last year, like I knew that there is all the potential to get the job done. From whenever I was here, I feel like this team has something here again that can allow us to go forward and win. This is why I made the choice to come here. I wanted to feel that again, to be on the team where we have all the tools to make it happen.
When you look at a head coach like 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧, what excites you about playing for him?
No, I love it because he's tough. He's gonna tell you stuff like right away, straight away. I feel that that's what you need. The season is so long. And at the end of the day, at the end of the season, it's more mental and toughness to fight through fatigue, to fight through minor injuries you might have, to fight through, like I said, mental fatigue, and that type of coach who is very good at motivating guys and talk, like hype you up, get you to play harder. That's what it's about whenever you get to the postseason, and that's why I'm here.
How much different does this franchise feel, now that you're back? I mean, as opposed to,
I feel like when I left, it was something that was undone, and obviously, Houston always been my home since I came to the U.S. And when I saw this team in the playoff last year, I was really excited to get an opportunity to be here and fight for this team.
Clint, it appears walking around here, there's real genuine excitement to be on this team, to be back in Houston. Tell me about that.
Man, so much. I mean, even walking in, see all of you guys, a lot of familiar faces. See that, being in Houston, play for the Rockets again. Walk around here and feel like this is where I grew up. This is where I became a man, and it's just so exciting to me. I can't wait to get started. I can't wait to be in regular season, win a lot of games, and have all our fans just get hyped up and all come here to watch the show.
Clint, you've always been a guy who's had synergies with great point guards. Obviously, Chris Paul here, Trey in Atlanta. What have you thought this offseason about Reed Sheppard? I know you've done some work with him in the gym. Yeah. Do you think he's ready for real NBA minutes this year?
Man, the first time I saw him and we played, he had he had 10 shots in a row. I was like, man, how? From what I saw, I'm like, man, this guy got to play. This guy is ready. Obviously, in this league, you have to, work hard, and whenever your opportunity comes to show off. And I think that's his time right now. We're going to need him, and I play with him, and
I can see that he has, so much more potential, and he's going to get even better the more he plays regular minutes.
Hey, Clint, just talk about the process of developing chemistry with guys like Amanda and Reed, and over the course of the season in camp, how do you expect that to go?
Yeah, no, I feel like they have so much potential because they're young guys, and they have that they have the mojo in them where they want to go get it. Like, they're aggressive. They're not scared to get to the rim. They're not scared to challenge getting guys at the rim, shoot the ball, and that's what you need from young guys. You're gonna have to make sure to communicate with each other, defensively, offensively, how to set the screen, how I roll to get lobs or late passes, and that's gonna be great, man. I'm hyped.
Clint, what is about Houston and the city that you connected so well with and stayed with,
Yeah, no, I just feel, like I said, like whenever I came here, the fact that I just came here, I didn't expect to, as my rookie year, to play right away in the playoffs and go to get that deep in the playoff series. So since my first year, I just felt so attached to the city, and I really felt that the support. I think what I miss the most is the fans, the support that I feel about this city. Whenever I left, that's when I realized that how special it was to represent this team in this city and be able to be really a real contender. I really miss that, and that's why I feel like that's why I feel that it's so special to be here with this team.
Hey, Clint. You already kind of joked and alluded to, a familiar opponent in the Warriors. Given that KD was part of those teams, any conversations about those old battles, and is it strange at all now that you guys are teammates?
Yeah, it's a little bit strange. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't mention that to him. I don't want to talk about that, but it's probably the closest we've been. So yeah, let's not rub it in. But,
Thank you, Clint.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'll take first question. Danielle.
Hey, Kevin. Danielle with the Houston Chronicle. Nice to meet you.
You too.
What made you want to come play for this team, and do you see yourself signing a contract extension with the Rockets?
I do see myself signing a contract extension. I can't tell you exactly when that'll happen, but I do see it happening. And just seeing the quick progression of this franchise from where it was right after that James Harden, Chris Paul era. Seeing when Ime got here and how he turned it around so fast. Then have some connections here within the organization, people I work with around the league already. So it just felt organic and natural coming into the gym, getting be a Houston Rocket for the first time. So I always have respect for this coaching staff, this fan base, this state, this city. So it feels right.
Kevin, last season I got an opportunity to speak with you after the game, and I asked you about Jabari Smith Jr. and how much of you do you see in his game, and you talked about how his growth and his progression is, and how you've worked with him. What is it going to be like now, just being a teammate, being able to pour into him those things that you've done over the years?
Yeah, just being a resource whenever he needs it. Happy I get to see his journey up close and personal now. It's somebody I've been following and watching since high school, so to be on the same floor with him and go through the journey together is going to be fun. He's somebody that works extremely hard, that wants to be great, that's coachable, so I think he'll continue to just keep getting better. I think with more expectation, pressure that comes with being on this team and being expected to win games, I think that'll make you a better player as well. So I can't wait to see how he dives into this opportunity and gets better from it.
After playing for the University of Texas in college and being a lot of other places since then, what's it like for you to be playing for a Texas team again for the first time in a lot of years with a lot of things you've done since then?
Yeah, it feels amazing to be back here. I always found my way to Houston throughout the years, just from friends and relationships I've built since coming to Texas. So always felt that this was a place that I could settle in and live. Actually, I never thought about it, but I always say Houston is a good place to move to, and so for this opportunity to come around, it felt natural, it felt right. Got so much, always had support here from me playing at Texas, so I always felt the love every time I came back to Houston. So to put on a Rockets jersey, I know it's going to be it's going to go to the next level, so I'm looking forward to it.
Kevin, in terms of being a playmaker, you've been a top guy in that aspect for such a long time. How do you expect to add to this team, especially with the loss of Fred VanVleet and now the development of Min Thompson as a playmaker?
Yeah, I just think that playmaking is a team thing, and I think that as many plays we make for each other throughout the game, the better. Sometimes you don't always get the assist for it. Sometimes just you don't even touch the ball and you're creating a play for your teammates. And so if we play together, if we play off of each other, we move our bodies and we move the ball, I think that we all can showcase our playmaking talents. And so we got high IQ guys on the team that know how to play. So now we got to figure out what's the best way to mesh on the floor and then start executing from day one. So looking forward to that.
Hi, Kevin. You mentioned you're happy to be here in Texas as a resident. Are there any kind of Texas-specific things that you've enjoyed, Houston-specific things since you've been a resident here?
I haven't done much, just trying to get acclimated to the city. I'm looking forward to, it's such a diverse city. It's so many different pockets and places you can roam into. So I'm looking forward to just roaming, to be honest. I don't know exactly what will happen, but I'm just looking forward to immersing myself here in the community and figuring out my rhythm within this community. So, it's always, I always figure it out. Every city I've been into, I just figure it out somehow, and I'm looking forward to doing that here.
Hi, Kevin. When you think about your legacy as a basketball player, how do you hope your time at the Rockets will add? Here.
Oh, sorry.
𝗖𝗧 from 𝗪𝗧𝗡𝗧, China. So when you think about your legacy as a basketball player, how do you hope your time with the Rockets will add to the story?
Legacy is just such it's a word that just got, the definition of the word just got confusing over the last few years to me. So to me, it's just always about impacting and building good relationships within the organization. I just feel like every place that I've been, from the outside looking in, it may have been a tough breakup, from each team that I've gone to. But behind the scenes, I've built so many great relationships with people and lifelong friendships that have been formed from playing in these organizations. So I'm looking forward to just doing that and building upon that every single day. Building that bond, because who knows, people that work here now might get a better opportunity at another franchise, and it's just how the leagues work. So those relationships that you build on a human level is the most important thing. And I think those are most impactful as you go throughout this journey in the NBA. Is just who you meet and who you build with.
Kevin, this is year 18 for you. You've won multiple championships. 19? Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, they took a year from me because I
was thinking
with
07, but
Achilles.
yeah, I got it because it goes into 26, so 19.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're 19. You've won multiple championships. You've been on tons of contending teams. Yeah. Do you see this as a championship level roster, and if you do, what's special about it?
I never talk. I never talk about championships on any team I've been on. You just put your head down and work every single day. But the formula I felt the last few years in the league is to have size, is to have guys that can penetrate, guys that can create extra possessions for you, guys that can switch and guard multiple positions, length, athleticism, discipline, effort every single night from a scheme perspective, and camaraderie, continuity. All of that stuff matters, and that's the type of stuff that usually has been successful the last couple of years from my observation. So I feel like we got bits and pieces of all of those attributes on our team now, and it's just all about how we cook it all up and come together and form who we want to be and our identity as we go forward. And that may take time. Who knows how long it'll take, but actually putting in the work and trying to figure it out is the fun part. So looking forward to it.
A few years ago, you talked about, after passing Akeem Olajuwon on the all-time scoring list, you talked about how in your household growing up, most of the talk was about MJ and about Akeem. What does it mean to you now to be able to have a chance to bring a championship back to Houston for the first time since those Akeem teams?
I mean, Hakeem is just somebody who's set the standard here in Houston and it's around the whole basketball community. I mean, he's just such an icon in the game of basketball, and even transcend the game of basketball, honestly. Somebody I really respect, and so just try to live up to what those past legends have accomplished here. We kind of standing on the backs of what they did, and we're trying to take it to that same level, and the hope and the dream is to surpass that level. But first, we want to just keep working hard, and just so we can build that respect, garner that respect in the league and every game, and then build from there. So they set a high standard, and we want to eventually try to live up to that.
Hey Kevin, you have, as has been mentioned, accomplished a lot in your career. When you were thinking about what was next, why Houston, and what was most important as you made the decision about what you want to see happen in your career?
Yeah, I mean, it all happened pretty fast. I wasn't expecting to leave Phoenix that quickly, but that's just the nature of the game. So I quickly just thought about who I was comfortable with. What coaching staff would just let me be me and understand what I bring to the table. And Ime has always been one of those guys that understood what I brought to the table and my mentality and my approach to the game. He always respected that and gave me my space to be me. So that was one of the first things I thought about. But living in Texas, working with some of the people that I worked with before, but also seeing the identity of this team the last few years of playing with length, having size, playing in transition, driving and kicking, switching on defense. I think all that stuff is tailor fit to my game, so I wanted to play that style too.
When you've been playing as long as you have and accomplished all that you have, what continues to motivate you to work so hard and to grind so hard at this level of your career?
I just enjoy the process of perfecting a craft, or I enjoy competing against myself every day, like being better than I was the day before. That's fun to me. So I think as you get older, you dive into the details of everything in your life, and so when you become detail oriented, it's just become nerdy. It's just kind of fun to be in that mode. So that's my peaceful place, is when I'm trying to perfect my craft.
Kevin, you played with some really unique talents over the years. But when you look at some of the guys on this team who you'll be leaning on, particularly the top guys like Sengun and the men and their skill sets, what excites you about what they can bring to the table? Yeah, just unique skill sets, body types that I haven't played with before. Men being just do everything, 6'7", athletics, just like a freak of nature. I don't think we ever seen that type of athleticism, the way he uses his athleticism. I don't think we got seen that in our league. So to be alongside that, I'm excited for. And then Sengun, I play with some bigs that are great at what they do. Great role playing bigs that can guard in the post, but that could set great screens, that can finish over the rim, that can block shots. But I think Alperen could pretty much do all of that. A little bit of all of that, and also handle the ball like a guard out on the perimeter. So being able to have that at the big, that skill set on the offensive side. I just can't wait to see how we come together and what could come from it, you know. So we got so many great pieces on the team that could complement each other well, but it's all about the reps we get in on the floor and how focused we are once we get out there.
Kevin, you've accomplished a lot in your career so far, but what is this that's still out there for you that you still like you feel like you're still chasing?
I wouldn't say I'm chasing anything. I think as I get older, I just want to continue to, like I said earlier, I love the process of just getting better, working on my game. But I also want to, simply put, continue to, I got a lot of family. I got hundreds of family members, so my last name is really important to me. And I want to continue to just shine a bright light on my last name, lead by example, set a good example to people, just put way more respect on my last name than previous people in my family has done. You know, they've done a great job up until this point, but I'm ready to take it to the next level. So I want to continue to just push my last name out here, to be honest, man, behind the game of basketball. And people know me for hooping, so, it's a great platform to be on right now.
And Kevin, just welcome to Longhorn Country, and also just wanted to know.
This is Longhorn Country, it is.
But just wanted to know, like, you mentioned the identity of this team and how it attracted you. Like, how do you see yourself adding to this roster in the identity that Ime built here?
Just try to be more versatile, another weapon that coach can use in different lineups, different schemes that he wants to use, offensively and defensively. Like I said, I think I match with the body types of guys on this team. I feel like I can play at 3 levels on the offensive side of the ball. I'm definitely comfortable in the mid-range, and I think that's a utilized place on the floor amongst the league, so I think we can steal a few points there for the team throughout the season. So I just think being able to, pretty much score from all areas on the court offensively and being able to be versatile to guard a lot of positions on defense. I think I got to be prepared to do that because coach is going to need a lot of, different lifelines to make our team and get the most out of our team. So we all have to be ready for that.
Hey, Kevin. You've been very complimentary of Alperen Sengun's skill set in the past, and you just highlighted some of his strengths as a player a moment ago. Just kind of wondering, how have you seen him evolve over the years, and I guess what are you most looking forward to about kind of the two-man game in between you two, and kind of maybe your expectations for him coming to year 5, especially off of this impressive Eurobasket run that he had?
Yeah, it was such a great run. That's it's always good when you get to play in that setting. It's a tough brand of basketball. It's a slower pace. You really have to play a half-court game in Eurobasket. So that makes you a better player. And I think coming into year 5 and going through a playoff series, and which will win Game 7, I think all of those experiences make you a better player, a more confident player. And the more confidence you get, the easier 7 p.m. is every night. So looking forward to him handling the ball, playing off of him creating for me, vice versa, setting screens for him, all of that type of stuff, man. I think he's such a unique player on offense that you can put him in any position and he'll figure it out and adapt to it. And looking forward to watching his growth every day as well.
First question, Jackson.
Hey, Jae'Sean. 2 years ago, Dylan and Fred were both brought in to kind of be those veteran voices to help usher this team along. Now with Dylan as one of the pieces going out for Kevin Durant in the trade, and with Fred's unfortunate injury, who do you see kind of stepping up on this team to fill those kind of vocal leadership roles this season and moving forward?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, kind of by committee. I think we have a lot of people on this team who lead by example. Especially Adam, KD, he's going to just lead by example, but also just seeing the growth of our younger guys, Amin, Alperen,
even Reed being a point guard. I think as a team we'll grow there, but also just having veterans like myself, Jeff, and Aaron, along with Steve and just our whole team. We just have a complete team of guys that will speak up when it needs to be their time to speak up or lead by example.
Hey, Jae'Sean, good to see you over here.
Yes, sir.
You recently became a father this offseason. And can you talk about the change that it's had on you and your outlook to your career,
Yeah.
and just the importance of family and everything, how it's affected you?
Yeah, a lot less sleep, I'll tell you that. But no, like you said, it was one of the best days of my life when I saw my wife give birth. I also got married this summer, so it was a great summer for the Tates, and a lot of motivation going into this year. And I've just been focusing on that, just using that as another motivation factor to attack this season.
So Jae'Sean, right there, you were part of this organization at the very beginning of this building process, kind of seeing where it was then to where it is now. What's it been like just seeing that evolution?
Every year it's gotten better, every single year, and that's like from whatever you want to take from the organization, from the preparation, from the way we travel, from the players, the personnel, the outcomes of games. I think every year I've been here, we've just been trending in a positive direction. And with the group we got together this year, I'm just excited how far we could go.
Hey, Jae'Sean, congratulations on the marriage and the baby.
Thank you.
Kind of a follow-up to that question. What do you expect from yourself this year? Like, where are you? How would you kind of define where you are in your career and what it means now?
Kind of just having the same mindset I always had, and just being somebody coach can count on, and a plug and play guy, whatever we need, whatever I'm asked for, to do that to the best of my ability. And this summer has just been a huge focus on making sure that I'm healthy, making sure that I'm focused and ready to compete at a high level. Sitting out last year during the playoffs, but finally being able to just be around in that presence while my time here in Houston has definitely been a motivating factor throughout this off season, and I'm just excited to get out there.
Jae'Sean, what was the motivation to come back here? You might have been more minutes elsewhere, but clearly this culture resonates with you. Why was it important to come back?
I'm just a firm believer in the direction this organization has gone over the last few years of my stay here, and I'm a big guy that just wants to see it through. I believe in this staff. I believe in everything here, and it wouldn't sit right with me to leave, especially now with all the things we have going for us, all the pieces that we've added. I'm excited to see what we can do.
What have you seen from KD's leadership style so far, and have you picked up different things from different guys leadership-wise over the years?
It's still early. Like I said, I've been dealing with being a new dad, so my timing of coming in is a little bit off now. But what I can say is that dude is a worker. Every rep counts. It's very poetic just to see him work out. And that's another thing I just want to reiterate is just he's going to lead by example. He's just going to make us a better team from just being who he is, and just taking little nuggets from him and how he approaches every day, how he approaches the game. He doesn't take it for granted, and I'm excited to be a teammate with him.
Hey, Jae'Sean, how has your game evolved throughout these years, and what was a focus for you to work on this off season?
I think it was funny. I was actually looking at some of my old college highlights the other day, and just seeing the growth from then until now. I think that I've grown in every aspect of my game. Definitely, shooting is always the focus at this level. But my main focus this year is just to be as healthy as I can be going in the year, because you got to be available. So I've definitely been taking account of my ankles and my knees and my mobility, and just being as strong as I can.
Last one, Jackson.
Jae'Sean, with Fred's injury, just how are you expecting Amen and Reed to adjust to bigger roles and primary kind of facilitator roles this season?
Yeah, I mean, I think they were going to have bigger roles regardless, of, it's unfortunate us losing Fred, but their roles were going to expand anyways with the changes we made. And, yeah, we got to line them up. We got to line it up. And I've seen the work they put in this summer. I've seen their confidence grow. And I think we're going to be in a good spot.
Thank you, Jae'Sean.
Yep.
Thank you, Jae'Sean.
Thank you.
Jackson?
Hey, Josh. Welcome to Houston. What made the Rockets, a more attractive destination than potentially some of the other suitors that you might have had this offseason?
I just feel like for me it was more a match made in heaven. The way I like to play and the way they're trying to play. I feel like I can just come in and fit right in.
Any other questions? Go ahead.
How do you think that the depth on this team will help it? And is this one of the deeper teams you think you'll ever have been on?
I've been on some pretty deep teams, but the depth on this team is tremendous, and I feel like the versatility, both offensive and defensively, is tremendous as well. So it's going to allow us and coach to do some different things with different groups on the court, and obviously when guys are out for rest or minor aches throughout the season, I think it's going to help us still be able to pull some wins through.
How excited are you to play for a coach like Ime Udoka, a coach who sets those type of standards high in the NBA?
I'm very excited. I think one of the abilities or things that as players we take for granted sometimes is the ability to be coached. If you've seen Ime's track record of what he's been able to do in the league, he coaches his team hard, and for me, I love to be coached. So I'm looking forward to it, and obviously that's my Nigerian brother, so share those sentiments as well.
How do you talk about your game and how it fits into what they're already doing here in Houston?
Yeah, I mean, if you've seen what Houston has done in the past couple of years, they're very physical, very they fight pound for every inch on the court, and that's just the kind of I would say reputation that I've tried to build throughout my career as a fighter on the court. Whether it's flying in for offensive rebounds or guarding full court or trying to guard the other team's best player and wear him out a little bit, I think I'll come here and fit right in.
Josh, there's so many people in this building that have familiarity with Kevin Durant or have played with him a long time ago. You've just played with him. What do you think about Kevin Durant, the player he is right now, and what he will be here?
What I've been able to see with K for the last 2.5 years is just a guy who comes in and works like he a rookie, to be honest. His work ethic, the speed in which he approaches his workouts, and the intentionality in which he approaches his workouts is like something that you don't see for guys who are entering year 18. I still personally think he has a lot of game left in him, and he truly loves the sport of basketball. And you can say what you want about him, but there's one thing you can't say about him is he doesn't love hoops, and he's not good at it. So those and it's inspiring to me, and he's inspiring to everybody that he plays with.
Houston is a big, diverse city. How important is it for you to be able to get out into the community and give back?
I was born in Nigeria, and Houston has one of the bigger Nigerian populations in America. So, as soon as I came here, I had a whole bunch of homies and different people I have relations with, to be able to come here and they accept me with open arms and hey, come eat here. The food is, oh my goodness, I've gained. Well, let me not say it before training. You know what I'm trying to say. So, yeah, the food is really good. Yeah, and I love the diversity to be able just to walk around and see, even in this room right here, you know what I'm saying? just to be able to see everybody, it's kind of like a melting pot. Makes me feel a little more comfortable.
You yourself are a tenacious defender out there on the court. What's your read on 𝗲𝗡𝗡𝗡 Thompson as a defender and kind of where he's at already in his career just after 2 years?
For me, seeing him, he has the builds just physically to literally be whatever he wants to be on a basketball court. But and I think his IQ level is up there as well. So when you mix both, you're always going to have a guy who's able to do different things on the defensive end. I mean, his ability to read passing lanes, to recover, to be one place and then be in another one in less than a second, that's tremendous. And I think that, he has the tools to become, one of the best defenders in the league if he's not already up there.
Over the last couple of years going against, 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 Udoka type teams, what was kind of like the scouting report going into those games, and what did y'all usually have to focus on?
You knew before the game you're probably going to have to go lift a little bit. 1, 2, obviously they're going to play physical for 48 minutes, so, don't expect the refs to bail you out. But, I mean, personally, it just feels good to be on the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? But you knew it was going to be a dogfight when you play in a team coached by 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Greetings.
First question, Danielle.
Jeff, you and Kevin obviously go back a long ways. I believe you guys are the only two players who ever played for Seattle who are still in the league at this point. Just what are your memories of that rookie season, and what was it like kind of having that weight on your shoulders of a team in that position, and now getting to reunite here on a team that's really on an upward trajectory?
I mean, the only thing that sticks out is that we left. It was heartbreaking that we had to leave such a great city like Seattle. But business is business. But in the present, I'm glad that we can reunite for a third time. Here in Houston. He's like family to me. We came in this together from the same area, grew up in the same area. So to be in the NBA with somebody who I can call family for as long as we have been doing this, and to be on the same team, and hopefully end our careers together. Oh, he's probably played longer than I will, but it's a blessing. So I'm happy that we're in this position, and truly thankful.
Jeff, you and Kevin have been in the league for almost 2 decades now. For the first, sorry.
All right, man. Go ahead.
But for the first 10 or 15 years, obviously there was a trend towards more, pace and space, shooting, smaller lineups.
Yeah.
Last year, you guys leaned into the double big. You added Clint Capela in the offseason. Do you think that's maybe a trend for the league moving forward, the league going a little bit bigger as sort of a counter to some of this small ball?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm trying to figure out how I should answer you, with respect to the other teams, But I've always just been focused on what we have been trying to accomplish, and it's been working well for us. Whatever the other teams desire to do, that's their desire, and if they want to replicate some of the things that we have done because it's been successful, that's on them. But for us, it's been something that has worked well for us. And, whether we'll go back to that, I'm not sure. I don't know what 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗡𝗖𝗧 has talked about or thought, but last year it did, suit us well. So, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So I think we'll go back to that, and I'm pretty sure we'll have some success because we have guys with high IQs who know how to play together.
Jeff, you've accomplished a lot in your career. At this point, what is your why? What is your why to continue to play this game and continue going?
obviously that changes throughout the journey. But, you know, I just love the game. At this point, you know, I just love it. It's been something that's been my life for the last 18 years. So you may be right there. For me, it's the love, the respect that I have for this game is unmatched. So, you know, for me, that, like you said, that why has changed throughout the years. Getting here is about putting my family in a better position of life. Then having kids, you know, they're my why. They're grown enough now to have seen me play numerous years. And, you know, for me, my last couple of years, this year and maybe next year, we'll see. You know, it's just the love of the game. I've been doing it for so long, it's hard to, you know, just put it down and leave. So I want to give everything I have. But I did talk to my wife, and 20, which is next year, will be my last year. But you know, for me, it's just the love and admiration, the respect, you know, that I've developed of this game for the last 18 years. And that's my why. Being able to enjoy it, being in the locker room, the brotherhood that you gain year after year with the guys that's in that locker room, something I still enjoy. So just loving basketball, working out, getting prepared. I still love to do it. So that's pushed me to, you know, just get my body right to, you know, whatever is asked of me, mentally, physically. So that's been my why.
Hey, Jeff, kind of a two-part question. Because you've been around the league for a while, you were a child prodigy, I know. Talk about the evolution, right? I'm not calling you old. The evolution of the game, how the game has changed over the years. Mm-hmm. And then when you get to this team, you've been here through this kind of a reformation of what they're doing, this evolution.
Your question is?
Tell me about how the game has evolved throughout your career, and then how this team has evolved.
Well, the game has evolved a lot since I came into the NBA, but also, you know, as a youngin' just playing. Obviously, skill sets get developed early nowadays based off just skill training. When I came in, skill training wasn't as big. We just played outdoors, indoors. You just found a court and you played. Now it's based off skill sets and how one-on-one I can get somebody better. So, you know, early on, kids are developing a lot sooner than they did when I was younger. So the game is definitely evolving and getting way better as all around. 1 through 5 can play every position now, you know, pretty much, you know, being able to do everything on the court. So that's a good thing for the league. It's becoming positionless basketball. And, you know, that's forcing everybody that comes into this life to, you know, develop sooner, and you got to come in developed and ready to play. And that's being good at everything. And that shows, and I think that'll make guys stand out because it shows how hard you've been working on your game. But you got to respect it. I mean, you knew it was going to get to a point where guys are going to prepare themselves a lot sooner to try to get to the NBA. And that's through one-on-one skill development. So it's definitely hard. It's definitely a journey that kids have to go through. But, you know, it shows the hard work early stages.
Jeff, this is a really diverse team athletically. There's a lot of variance in age, young guys, veteran guys. Can you talk a little bit about how that balance will impact you guys? Because you have a lot of different skill sets and a lot of guys who can do a lot of different things. How do you think that is going to benefit the team throughout the season?
Well, I can only speak for myself based on what I can give to a team. But the experience, all of our guys have been playoff tested now, being that, you know, like Reed, Alpy, guys who've never been to the playoffs got that chance last year. For the older guys, myself, Kev, Steve, the experience of, you know, being battle tested year after year after year, knowing what to expect, we can still help in a lot of ways, on and off the court. preparation for the game, being ready for the game, how to prepare. I think that's still something that we can give value to the young guys, which is going to make them better. So I think collectively, when you put us all together and with the coaches that we have, being prepared is not going to be an issue. I think it's about just going out, making sure we're doing everything for the Houston Rockets, for our team, to put ourselves in a good position to get ready for the playoffs and for each game. So I think we have a great locker room. We have a great coaches who are going to prepare us, and we just have to do our job on the floor to make sure that we're prepared and we're ready to play.
What's going on, Jeff? Being a part of last year's team, how much do you think having those young guys go through that first playoff experience kind of helped them? And then once you got to add a guy like KD to the mix, how much do you think that'll help them reach the next level in their careers?
It'll definitely elevate the level of play just having KD out there. He's going to have a lot of eyes on him, which is going to allow a lot of guys to, have a lot of open shots. We just got to knock them down. But to your first part of your question, that playoff experience, I think it helped. Knowing what, at the end of the season, what we're shooting for, knowing what we're going to be getting into. I think guys are going to be well prepared for that type of atmosphere, the physical nature of the playoffs, and, not shy away from it. I don't think we shied away from it last year, but I think we were a little bit more reserved going into it because a lot of the guys didn't know what to expect. But given that we've been through it now, I think we are more prepared to go into that situation, whether it be on the road first, at home, on what to expect. So I think we will go in with a little more sense of urgency to attack rather than wait till we get hit to attack.
I've seen what your veteran presence has brought to this team as far as in the locker room and even on the bench, and you've talked about your basketball career coming to an end as far as playing. Do you see yourself picking that up maybe in the coaching realms?
Hell no.
I do. It's the GOAT.
Hey, man.
Hello.
How do you feel about taking on more playmaking responsibilities this year? I know you're probably preparing to do that anyway, but especially in the wake of Fred's injury.
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on my ball handling, being in that situation anyway. So I'm fortunate that it happens like this, but I'm ready for it. So.
I mean, what are some of the things that you worked on in the off season, and how does it feel to have another gym junkie like Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I mean, I worked on just all aspects of my game: shooting, ball handling, finishing, and having a guy like KD out there, watching him work, seeing how hard he goes. I feel like it's kind of inspiring. You know what I mean?
To follow up on that, I mean, you probably have watched Durant since you were a little kid. What's it like now playing alongside someone that's such a legend in this game?
It's crazy. I've been watching him my whole life. I never thought I was going to be on the team with him. I didn't know he was going to be playing at this time. So just I feel like it's just full circle, seeing him kill on TV, and now I get to see it real life. So.
I mean, people outside the organization would say that you had this breakout year last year, and they got to see a lot about what you can do, things you probably already knew. What's next for you? When you hear all of that, how do you take that and continue to work on what you work on, and how do you assess where you are in your growth process?
I mean, for me, I feel like I haven't really done anything yet. So just knowing there's a highest level I can get to, I don't feel like I'm there yet. So it always gives me something to work on every day and strive forward.
And then you obviously took a huge jump between year one and year two. I'm just curious your thoughts on Reed and where he's at entering his second season relative to this time a year ago. What are the ways that he's improved?
I mean, he's been working for sure. Defensively, I heard he didn't, first 2 weeks, didn't even pick up a basketball. So I'm like, that's tough. I don't know, that's hard. But just seeing the confidence, grow. And Reed got a lot of skills, shoot, really good passer. So just seeing that, and I think we're going to see a lot more this year.
You shot 37% from the corner three last season. Your three-point shooting improved from year 1 to year 2. Do you see yourself taking even more shots from the corner? And also, how much will that open up your entire offensive game?
Yeah, I feel like I'm very confident in my shot right now. So not just corner, but threes from, everywhere on the court, maybe not Curry range, but threes a lot more. And I know what my game is. I know my game is getting downhill, creating for myself and others. So I'm never going to get addicted to the three, but I feel like I'm confident in what I've been working on. So.
I mean, you guys have a lot of versatility on this team. A lot of guys who can do a lot of different things. Coach even talked about playing a huge big lineup with you and Alpy and KD and Clint Capela and all those guys all at the same time. You yourself are a pretty versatile player. You can play a lot of different positions. How do you think that helps the team that you have this ability to sort of plug and play a lot of different guys in a lot of different ways?
I think it helps the team. Just we have so many different options we could play. Like you said, they play me at point, and I'm the smallest guy on the court. I think I'm pretty decently sized guy. So it just lineups like that. We have lineups me and Reed could play, me, Reed, Aaron, because I could play point guard, I could play small forward, I could play anything. So just I feel like, I don't know, it's kind of fun just being able to throw out all those different lineups.
I'm in up front. Welcome back.
Thank you.
You played, on ball for most of your career, and then the first couple of years with the Rockets, you were kind of shifted into that off-ball role, doing a lot of other things that you hadn't done a lot of in your career. Now shifting back to being, a primary initiator and taking on even more responsibility without Fred out there. How do you think that makes you an even deadlier player, having spent these past couple of years doing other things on the floor and then getting back to what you used to do so much?
I feel like it makes me deadlier because even when I get off ball, you still got to worry about me. I'm going to still be a cutter. And just, I feel like being on ball, the things I got, being able to get to the paint whenever I feel, being able to pass, I feel like it's going to give us something different, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I mean, what is the you were named to the NBA all first team, all defensive team. What is your next goal? What is the next thing that you want to accomplish?
Next thing I want to accomplish, I want to be an all-star, obviously. I want to win a championship, so those are like things I want to accomplish.
Michael.
Hi, Amen. Dorian Finney-Smith just said earlier today that you need to not give an F and shoot it with confidence.
Yeah.
Do you think you're at a place where you don't give an F and you are shooting with confidence?
Yeah, I definitely feel like I don't give a F and shoot it with confidence. You know what I mean? Me and Dorian talk about that all the time. So, last year you saw when he played us, I think he airballed the first 2 threes, and then he made 5 straight. So, yeah, don't give an F, guys.
Yeah, right here. You obviously got a lot of confidence in your game, but after the way you played last year, what's it been like seeing so many of your peers and so many other people around the league kind of noting your growth and your ability to impact the game in so many ways?
Yeah, it's cool to see. Sometimes I'm like, I don't even want to see this right now, just because, I feel like there's more to do, and there's a lot more to do before I feel like I want to hear my name this much. It kind of gets annoying, when I open Instagram and I just see my name, so.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Goodbye. Oh, yeah.
First question, Danielle.
Hey, Aaron. How do you feel about the potential for, even more playing time this season? Just, obviously it's a bummer that Fred goes down, but with the guard depth that you all have, and how do you also see Amen and Reed being ready to step into those expanded roles as well?
Yeah, obviously it's tough when one of your main players or anybody in that it goes down like that. But, we're excited for the season. We got an opportunity. to do what we did last year and improve on that. So obviously we have targets on our back because we were number 2 last year, but we have a lot of talent here. And Reed and the men are going to be obviously the best 2-point guards we have out there, and they're going to do a great job at it.
Aaron, being with this team and seeing, you know, where they've come and how they've grown, where do you see them going and taking that next step? You all taking that next step, excuse me.
For sure. I mean, now there's no other choice but to take the next step. With the Fred being out, we got to grow and we got to move fast. So I feel like we will. We have a great core group of guys here to help the younger guys just get better every day and focus on the details.
Aaron, you guys added some pieces each year, but this year, of course, obviously everyone's talking about KD. Can you just talk about what you think that does for this team and how you feel about playing with him?
It should be fun to play with him. He'll make the game easier for myself and our team. And, I mean, it's just somebody you can just plug in anywhere, and he can go and just be him and just help us get the job done. Obviously, he's an elite scorer, and that's something that, I mean, that could help us in here in the future. So it's all around just going to be good for us.
Aaron, last season when Fred went down and, you know, Jalen was used as a primary ball handler, but then also but you were helping out a lot. What are some of those things that you can instill into Amen and to Reed to help them this season?
Yeah, just to play your game, play at your own pace. You know, don't get sped up, and just understand that your pace is obviously a great pace. Nobody can speed you up. You can get to where you need to be and just take care of the ball. That's about it.
Anything else? Great, thank you. Thanks,
Aaron. Appreciate it.
How's everybody doing?
First question, Danielle.
Hey, Tari.
Hey.
I was wondering, do you expect to sign your rookie scale extension before the season begins?
You can ask. I'm not going to answer that. We do not discuss contracts.
Second question is, from your interactions with Kevin so far, just what stood out to you the most about kind of his work ethic, and what do you think you can expect from playing alongside him this season?
I mean, it's Kevin Durant. You know, I've known him for a lot longer than he's known me. I've paid attention to things that he's done. I just know that he leads by example, and he's in the gym every day, and he's always getting better. So it's on the young guys and everybody else to follow suit.
Tari, what were some of the things that you worked on your game in the offseason?
I'd say my ball handling, my shooting are the 2 biggest things, for sure.
Chancellor.
Tari, I remember at the end of
Thank
I remember at the end of after Game 7, you said this was going to be the most important offseason for you ever. Do you feel like you accomplished what you want to accomplish, and what did you do this offseason, just in general?
Yeah, I'd say I definitely accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. I definitely worked on my ball handling. I definitely worked on my shooting. I worked on my body a lot, making sure I'd be ready. I think I'm stronger than I've ever been, heavier than I've ever been, but also feel as good as I've ever have. So, with those 3 things, you know, happening, recipe for success.
Tari, you just mentioned your strength. This is year 2 since your surgery. Relative to this time a year ago, how much better do you feel now with the leg?
I feel a lot better. I feel way better. Last year, I think, kind of coming back, it was fairly quick turnaround. But obviously, my body's now had the time to adjust, had an off season and a full season. So, yeah.
Tari, you've talked about the improvements you made to your game this offseason. What kind of an offensive role do you see for yourself on this team this year? Do you want maybe more of an expanded role on offense? And a secondary question, what's the best movie you watched this offseason?
Yes, I do want a more elevated role. And I think you'll see that with just my improvements in my game. I'm just going to let my game do the talking as far as that. Movie I've watched, it's a good question. What came out this summer? I liked Him. That was cool. What did I see before that? Conjuring was cool. Yeah.
Along those same lines, Tari, how did you end up on stage with the Temptations, sing with them?
Yeah, Otis and them, they're a friend of the family, so I know them, and every time they come out, I check them out, and Otis has come to a game, so hopefully, they'll be at a game this year. But yes, I am the 6th Temptation. You heard it here first.
Tari, a couple of days ago, you were on Twitter and you were kind of listing some of your accomplishments. Just what sparked that, and then do you feel underrated? Do you feel like you're not getting enough credit for what you maybe have been able to accomplish so far in your career?
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, there was a list that came out of the top 100 players, and I wasn't on it, and I believe I'm a top 100 player in the NBA. I think my numbers speak for that. I think the things and the numbers that I've put up in the minutes that I've shown that I'm a top 100 player. And I mean, if you don't believe that, then I guess you could just compare it to somebody else averaging what I'm averaging in the time that I have. So, yeah, I think my numbers match up pretty well.
Right, sorry. A lot of guys talk about playoff basketball and how you can't really describe it until you're in it. I guess after getting that experience last year, what are some of the lessons you kind of took away from it?
Just the attention to detail and the mental focus you have to have play in, play out, kind of maintaining, just being solid. You know, every possession matters, especially, you know, not even in the fourth quarter, but the first quarter, the second quarter. Just the attention to detail is the biggest thing.
Danielle.
I didn't expect to be next. When you're talking about your role, obviously you're really good at scoring in transition, but when you look at this team's half-court offense, how do you think that that's going to change with Kevin out there, but both just, you know, as a whole, putting in more advanced sets and kind of trying to improve from where you guys were last year?
Well, to an extent, I think that's kind of a coach's question. He's going to kind of know what we're going to do as far as that. But playing with KD, he gets so much attention on the offensive end, 2-3 guys looking at him at a time. So we should just, be more open, ability to have more space, play in space, and make the right reads.
Tari, you talked about some things that you worked on with your game. How have you grown off the court, getting into this point in your career?
I think I've grown a lot mentally. My mental toughness definitely this past off season was definitely tested. The end of last season, obviously, I had the loss of my father, and I kind of had to go through that. And the playoffs had started, and there was just a lot going through my mind. But this summer, I took a lot of time for myself to just kind of relax my mind, honing on my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions, and just become really a man and a mature man, Yeah.
Tari, what did you think of Alpe's Eurobasket run this summer, and just kind of what did you see out of him, and what do you think he's maybe capable of achieving this
He
season?
was hooping. I mean, he was hooping. He went at it with the very best in the league, and I think he looked like the best out there. So I'm excited to see what Alpe brings, because what he was doing out there was pretty unreal. So I mean, I'm excited to see what he does with us.
Thank you, Tari.
Thank you. Appreciate
Tari.
that.
No, I'm good. I don't think they're gonna ask that much question, right, guys?
Sure they are. First question, Danielle.
Hey, Alpe, over here.
Hello.
Congratulations on the Eurobasket run.
Thank you so much.
How do you see some of the playmaking and the three-point shooting that you exhibited there translating to here with the Rockets?
Over there I had so much freedom, so coach was like, giving all that to me, and even the players, they were telling me, so it was my country, my team. It's always different things, different job in there and over here. So I was just doing what I can do the best and what is best for the team. So I was pretty confident out there.
It sounds like you maybe don't expect to have the same freedom here.
No, I mean, of course I will. He may give me the same freedom over here, but just all the work I had in this summer, I just, there was a close time I can put it in there. So, I just showed it there. So that was a Eurobasket was kind of practice for me to come over here for a huge season, So I was testing what I can do over there and at the same time win the games. So I wasn't just trying to do too much. I was just trying to do normal, so I can see what I can do and show it over here when I come back.
Christy, how much are you looking forward to playing with Kevin Durant?
I'm really excited, actually. It's been a few months now. He come to team. I'm really excited to play with him. We couldn't spend that much time together, but I'm here now, and I'm looking forward to work with him, learn from him, and win games together. So I'm really excited, actually.
Alperen, at the end of the playoff run last season, you said that you didn't feel like you played your best basketball, even though you helped the team get to the number 2 seed in the West. You helped get to the playoffs for the first time in a long time, and you were also a first-time All-Star. So what did you do in the off-season to improve on heading into this season?
Last year was different. Before that year, I got hurt, so it was a lot of different stuff was going on, and I was just trying to get better on the shape and do a better job in defensively. So I would just focus on a lot of things. And this summer, I tried to fix my shots, easy shots I was missing last year. Hopefully, I don't miss those. I got my confidence back about that this summer, and Eurobasket helped me a lot with that. So, like I said, last year I was thinking, and I'm still thinking, I wasn't the high level I was playing in for offensively, so I can be just always better. I'm going to say that end of this year too. So, it can be always better. That's my motivation, I can always be better and do much more stuff. And that's just, my motivation whole summer. And I know this year going to be bigger than last year. And every year it's going to be like that. So it's a new goal every year. And, when I can be the best, and it can help my team that much. So I'm ready for that.
Alperen, what are your expectations for yourself? I mean, obviously you have team expectations, but what do you want to see from yourself in this process of you getting better every year?
I want to play in high level every game, whatever game it is. I'm looking the season teams now. There's every team is good. Every team has a good player now and good team, a lot of talent. So it's not going to be easy year. Teams getting stronger and stronger every year. So I'm just ready for this season. I need to play high level every game and do my recovery every game. And after the game, just sleeping, eating. It's not easy sometimes. After the game, sleeping, winning or losing, it's too much adrenaline. But that's when you get to prof. That's when you grow. So I'm ready for it, and a lot of games we have, and I can just wait to see it.
Hi, Alperen. Good to see you. Fred was a guy who was so kind of integral and important to your development. Did he share any kind of messages with you after his injury ahead of this season?
I mean, I was on the plane coming back here when I saw it. That really hurt me. I mean, I was really upset. I think I would have same upset level if I was hurt. Fred is really important for this team. Everybody knows, I know the most, how much he helped me, especially. He's our leader, so it's really was upsetting seeing him like that. I text my guys. I said, probably this is a joke, right? Because I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to believe it until he went to the surgery. I came back here. I saw him. Hopefully, it's a meniscus. Until last moment. So, but it is what it is. He's still gonna be with us. He's already still with us after surgery. He came back another day. Just seeing him around is great for us. Like I said, he's been our leader for the last 2 years, and he's a great guy. He played for the team, and that really hurt me, actually. That hurt the team too, but, we're just going to be strong for him and carry the team until the playoffs and hope for him to come back in the playoffs and help us win the championship.
Stephen was saying that he saw you getting better from the start of that playoff series to the end. Did you sense that as well? And what are the biggest things you think you learned that will help you going forward?
Last year we had really, not really I would say, but we had some good playoff series, me and Steven. Steven is a great leader also. He's the second most talking guy on the court after Fred. So, he been that place before, so he had a lot of experience. So he was talking with us off the court, on the court, and just helping us to be best in the court. So, he's in better shape, I heard now. So it's better for us, good for us, and I can't wait to play with him again this season.
Hey, Alpy, welcome back. Kevin was talking about your skill set earlier and how unique you are as a big, being able to do so many things on the floor. How do you see your skill set, his skill set, complementing each other, especially in the two-man game with you guys playing off of each other?
You know, two-man games, off the balls, everything. And you're going to help me a lot. I already know that. I don't need to help him that much. He already does much stuff. But, you know, I can hopefully get him easy shots. I can, because I know he don't get that much easy shots in his career, because who's the guarding him is all focused on him. So hopefully we can make easy shots for him, create good shots. You know, he's one of the best scorers in this NBA history. So, you know, I know he's gonna make my job easy. Hopefully I can make his job a little bit easier. So, you know, like you said, we have a lot of talent, but it's end of the day, he's a hard worker, really hard worker, and this is really good for us to see. He's really working hard, you know. So we're gonna look for him to lead us this year, and I'm gonna be helping him to lead this team and, you know, win a lot of games. So I'm really excited. Yeah.
Alperen, I'm not sure if you saw, but ESPN's rankings had you as a top 25 player for this year. What does that type of recognition mean to you, and how much better can you get from here?
Well, I don't care about those rankings. You know, it's always different stuff. It's just like, I think we should let our game to talk. You know, I don't care about those, what they're ranking us. You know, we have so many, I think, top 10 players on this team. So, you know, and I just believe in that. I don't care about those stuff going on out there.
You mentioned Fred earlier. He went to see you in Turkey. I wonder what that meant to you and how that might have helped you when y'all were working out.
You know, he came to visit me. We had really good 3-4 days out there working out. You know, he just came ready, and we play every day. And like I said, he's a great leader, even doing that for me and seeing new country for him too, actually. But, you know, he really loved it. I was really excited to see him out there, and we were talking during the season, and he came, and then he made me really happy. So it was really great to see him out there. Like I said, I wish this wouldn't happen, but, you know, it is what it is. So hopefully he will come back. I know he will come back stronger. So I'm just gonna be, you know, waiting for him out there.
We'll take two more. Will?
I'll be right there. Ime mentioned earlier that with some of the additions you guys made this offseason, that you could put really big lineups on the court, play really big at all 5 positions. How much do you think that can be an advantage for you guys this season?
I mean, you know, we had that 3-2 zone. Ime added that defensive plan for us last year, which has helped us a lot. And now even we are bigger, like you said. So, you know, one of our best thing we can do is crashing the board. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna keep going this season. So, you know, big sizes. KD is still like probably taller than me, can handle the ball, can do whatever the point guard can do. So, you know, we have a lot of, like you said, big size, but like we are not like big and how I would say, just like, you know, we are big and talented. So we can do a bunch of stuff that's important for us, and hopefully we're gonna see the results this season.
What did it mean for you and your home country to make it to the Eurobasket Finals for the first time in over 20 years?
That was really amazing, actually. You know, being there, getting all the love from Turkey. Turkey is a big country, and all the people just hungry for the success for the national teams. I'm glad we give to them that. I wish we were winning the title, but, you know, God doesn't give everything at once, so we need to be patient. And, you know, just we have a world champion in 2 years, so hopefully we can do a better job in there and make our country proud again. And, you know, just looking forward to that.
Thank you, Alfie.
Of course.
Thank you,
Thank you guys. Seeing you.
Reed, when we saw you a couple weeks ago, you mentioned that you think confidence is going to be kind of the biggest factor for you improving from last year to this year. Is where's your confidence level at, considering now you're going to have to take on even more of an expanded role and be more involved in the playmaking with Fred out?
No, I mean, my confidence is right now is at a all-time high. I feel really comfortable with where I am and my body, and just being here the last month, just continue to get in the gym, get stronger, kind of getting the hang of things with the guys, and just kind of getting the flow and the chemistry. So I'm really excited, really looking forward to the season.
I assume you've probably watched Kevin Durant play since you were a little kid. Is that,
Yeah,
is
yes,
that
yeah.
What's it like now to be playing alongside someone of his caliber?
Yeah, no, it's really cool. Like you said, I've been watching them since I was a little kid. So it's really cool. The first time we were able to play together and just being able to watch them work out and all that's really, really cool. He's really good, so I'm excited to play with him.
After coming back after your rookie season now, what do you think you gained having gone through that first season, not getting as many minutes at first and starting to see that grow, getting a chance to see what it's like to be in the postseason? What do you think you've grown, and in what ways have you grown that way that coming into this season?
Man, I think so much. I could talk about that one for a long time. I learned so much last year with everything, basketball, non-basketball, everything. It's just a whole different way of life. So, I'm really excited for this year, ready to get things going. I had a great offseason, great summer. So I'm really excited, looking forward to getting things going.
Hey, Reed, what did you focus on this summer, and where did you see the biggest, jumps in your game?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is my body. I feel like I took my weights to a different level, and then the first 3 weeks of the summer, I was straight defense. I was here in Houston working straight defense. I didn't touch a ball for the first 30 minutes of my workouts. It wasn't very fun, but it was good. I learned a lot. So I really feel like I got a lot better in that area of the game.
Hey, Reed, in your work with Kevin thus far, any shooting competitions between the two of y'all, and how have those gone thus far?
No shooting competitions. But hopefully we can get some shooting competition sometime. But it'll be close, I think.
Reed, you talk about how excited you are about this upcoming season. Curious, as a competitor, how much do you relish the opportunity, knowing that this team will be relying on you to get to where they want to go?
Yeah, I'm super excited. I think being able to play the game and being able to be a part of a team is what this is all about. So I'm just really excited, like you said, to get things going and just to compete. Competing is one of my favorite parts about the game of basketball. So just being able to go out every night and just compete and play every game to win and just be the best player that I can be, I'm really excited.
Reed, you mentioned earlier this summer being in the gym with Clint. How useful is his addition to you as a point guard? Now you have three different types of bigs between Sengun, Steven, and Clint. How useful is it to be able to sort of diversify?
Yeah, it's really cool. It's the first couple times we were able to play. It's just different having someone new. So him coming up, setting a screen, throwing him a lob, whatever it is, just him talking. It's really cool being able to play with him. And like you said, now we have three bigs, and they're all three very different. So I think it's going to be really special to see him play.
Hey, Reed, how different do you think the offense will look at times when Amin is running the show versus when you were running the show this season?
Well, Amin's a little faster and a little more athletic. No, but I think it'll be fun. Like I said, I've said the whole time, I'm really excited. Amin's a tremendous athlete, a tremendous player. So, it'll be different just because we're different players, but at the same time, it'll be the same. So I'm really excited to get going and playing with him and playing with everybody else.
Hey, Reed, I'm curious how you found out about the news with Fred, your instant reaction in that moment, and if you've gotten a chance to talk to him at all.
Yeah, I mean, you never want to hear anything like that, but that's Fred's business, and it sucks. But it's part of the game, and I'm just, like I've said, I'm thrilled for the season. I'm excited. We got a really good team. We got some new guys. We got some returners, so I'm just looking forward to getting this thing rolling.
Reed, back in May, if I'm not mistaken, that tornado hit a school in your hometown. What did it mean to you to be able to go back and to help those families get back on their feet, and especially the ones who getting ready to who started school, as far as giving back backpacks through your foundation?
Yeah, it meant everything. You know, where I'm from, it's not very big, so when stuff like that happens, you kind of know most of the people that it affects. So it was hard to see. It definitely was, but you know, being able to go back home this summer and you know, kind of help. I couldn't really do much, but being able to give some backpacks and to give some things to some families in need and just help the family and the community in many ways as I could was really special to me and my family. So being able to do that for the hometown, it was special. But you know, I appreciate you asking. They're doing better. Everyone's on the build up now, so we're doing good. Thank you.
Thank you, Reed.
Thank you, guys.